Hello and welcome back to The Read. You'll notice that our setup is a little bit different today. I already had the death card out. So let me tell you a little about that. When I was getting ready to continue the series on our 8 dimensions of wellness, the death card came out. Again, this is the third time this week that this card has presented itself. So it tells me that we need to do an emergency read on this topic. So we're going to do a different spread today. I haven't done this spread too often, so I'm just going to have my book for reference, making sure that I'm hitting all the points. Let's get this Palo Santo lit. And as I'm lighting this, just take a second to take in a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 1 more time. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Yeah, come on, Paulo. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's a light. So we already have the death card out because this is the significator card. This is based on the current. Now we're using a spread for law of attraction. So it says in the book, choose a card based on your desired manifestation. This may not be a desired manifestation, but this is what we are currently dealing with. So keep that in mind. But what I'm really getting at with this particular card is that this is the energy that continues to present itself. So this is the card that we are going to be working with as the significator card. The second card is your current energy. So let's take a shuffle. Okay, current energy. We got 2 cards. Okay, so you are in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles and the Tower card. Very interesting. I wouldn't say opposing, but definitely different. So your energy as the Queen of Pentacles, you are a mature woman, or you have the energy of a mature woman, and you are somebody who has a couple of things going on. You have earth energy around you, and as the queen in the court cards, you are also water energy. So you have earth and water energy. You have this kind of energy of your soul. Your soul is great. You also have a lot of intelligence. You can see that she's contemplating her symbol, and almost as if she's looking into like a crystal ball, like she can see her world inside of the pentacle. There's definitely a lot of security within this card. And obviously opulence. She's in a lush garden. Her border is roses. Maybe it's not a garden. There's mountains in the bay. She's in a lush space, right? Red on her robe, green on her cape, beautiful crown. This is the energy that you are currently sitting in. You also have the Tower card. The Tower card comes in at number 16, reduces down to 7. The Death card comes in at number 13, which reduces down to 4. 4 and 7, no number on the Queen of Pentacles. However, she does symbolize number 13, so she also reduces down to 4. With the tower suggests that your foundation has been built on something that's actually precarious and unsturdy. And I think that is why you're going through this particular death. You have two figures that are deciding to jump out of the tower instead of staying inside of the tower that has been hit by lightning and is on fire. You'll notice that the lightning actually hits the crown. So this is representing the taking off of ego. So you might also have an ego death that happens within this particular death, void, and transformation. So, Hierophant, this is the energy that you need. Okay, I like this because as you're going through the death, you're going to have to really, really dig down into your spiritual traditions, really dig down into your religious traditions. This is not something that is supposed to be done in the physical alone. This is a spiritual thing. Oh, wow. This is a spiritual thing. Actually, the spread looks a little bit more like this. I was doing my normal spread. But anyways, the Hierophant suggests that you are going through a period that is going to need you, that you're going to need to rely on your spiritual and religious traditions, making sure that you don't get caught up in the dogma of it all. And it also suggests that you're going to need some goodness and mercy. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to give a little grace to yourself, a little mercy as you go through this process. Wow. I think that's accurate. You go from the tower to the Hierophant. Yeah, so I think the new foundation needs to be a highly spiritual foundation. That's also what I'm getting. Whatever spiritual or religious tradition it is that you follow, it's really important for you to remember that your practices are there to keep you grounded and elevated simultaneously. Grounded and elevated simultaneously. If you have a spiritual tradition that keeps you floating up in your head and floating up in the ethers all the time, that's not it. You need something that keeps you grounded to this earth as well as elevating you at the same damn time. Heard? Now, the next card is how to get in alignment. How to get in alignment. I want to see, that one almost popped, but it didn't. Let's see what it was. I think it's a 7 of Cups. Whoa, girl, you're good. 7 of Cups. Okay, after that type of shuffle, if nothing comes up, we cut the deck. So how do you get in alignment? You need to take the offer. The Hand of Divine is offering you an emotional cup, And I don't know if you actually see it. This suggests somebody who is focused on their current cups, and they have their head down, arms folded. Open up your arms, my dear, so that you can receive. The hand of divine is coming down with a new cup, but this person, whether they don't see it or they're actively ignoring it, they don't take the cup. How do you get in alignment? You take the cup. How do you get in alignment? You take the cup. Four of Cups. Oh man, I'm so glad that we're doing this. There's a little bit of discontentment with the environment that you're in. You might be avoiding something. I think you're just avoiding. The cups are water, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I think I need another card on this, and I'm just going to, pull from the top because we already cut the deck. You also have the Moon card. The Moon card sits at number 18, reduces down to 9. 9 being the number of near completion, not quite there. And remember that this is how to get in alignment. I think you need to open up your eyes because the Moon card usually comes with some type of illusionary effect. You don't see everything in the darkness or in the light of the moon. You don't see everything that you need to see. And I think that's what's happening here. But this is not answering how to get in alignment. Let's see what's at the bottom, the Magician, and then the Ace of Swords at the top. Let's do one more shuffle. I feel like these cards are a little moist, a little sticky. Or maybe it's just my hands. Because when that Death card came out again, I was like, nah, we got to do this. Okay. The Chariot, how we get in alignment. We had this card come out in our last reading. And the Foundation, this literally came out in the last reading about that had the Death card in the U position, is building that foundation. That's how you get in alignment. You need to build a new foundation. You have the Tower card. I think you have the Tower card in the last reading as well. So this is very much aligned. This is very much attuned. These readings are very much attuned to one another. Let's relight the Palo. Don't you wish that Palo Santo stayed lit longer? I know I do. I wish it stayed lit a little bit longer than it does. And this one's coming on the end of its little journey with me. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Remember Emerald Lagasse? He used to always talk about, I wish he could smell what's being cooked in the kitchen right now. I wish he had smell-o-vision. Okay, that's too many cards. So building the foundation is going to be uber important. I think that foundation needs to be spiritual. Spiritual and religious. Removing all the dogma, removing all the church hurt, removing But it's not just enough to say, oh, I'm spiritual. It's not just enough to look at astrological transits. And you have to have a practice. Every morning you're waking up, you're praying, you're meditating. Or, through your day, you do your ancestral veneration. Sundays, you might go to church. I know I do. Every day you wake up, you read a scripture. I would suggest that you guys read Psalm 91. I think that would be really important for you to read at the current. But your foundation needs to be spiritual and religious. Finding a way not to just say, oh, I'm spiritual, but what are your actual practices daily? What spiritual religious texts are you taking in? Are you mulling over? Are you taking into your brain and into your heart? What is your prayer life like? What's your meditation life like? The next question is letting go of the how. What you must do to release control of the outcome by staying open to the unlimited number of ways you desire can manifest. So we do desire to go through this death. We do desire that because we are really looking for the transformation that comes along with it. Okay, letting go of the how. Letting go of the how. You let go of the how by trusting your intuition. Look at that. You let go of the how by trusting your intuition. You have the High Priestess here. What a beautiful card to round this out. We literally talked about your religious and spiritual traditions. I think those are going to increase your connection to your intuition. The High Priestess sits at number 2, so there is a divine unity that comes along with the High Priestess. She sits between the veil of the conscious and the unconscious. She has the moon, she has pomegranate, she has the Torah. Oh, look at that. She is literally the perfect mix of spiritual and religious tradition. She has the moon, the full moon, and the waxing and waning crescent moon. She also has the crescent moon at her feet. She sits in between. These are the pillars at the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. Boaz and Hachim. What I was also going to say is that, so that's the spiritual, all right? This is also kind of like the difference between the mental, right? Between the conscious and the unconscious. And then she also has her cross and her Torah in her hand. She is literally the embodiment of what we were just talking about, marrying your spiritual and religious traditions. Remember, they are supposed to keep you grounded. They are supposed to keep you elevated. At the same time, if you find yourself too here on earth, you need something that brings you and connects you to that spirit realm. And if you are in the spirit realm too much, you need something that's going to bring you back to the ground. But remember, it's that constant stretch, that ebb and flow of having your feet in the ground and your head in the clouds. It's a divine balance. And the High Priestess really does embody that. So yeah, that is your read for the Death card. Know that it's going to bring a change, but you have the particular energy of the Queen of Pentacles. I think your foundation is going to be in this spiritual and religious tradition that you have or choose for yourself. If you are offered an emotional cup by the divine, take that cup. Do not stay in the illusion of the moon. Take the cup. It's only for your highest and greatest good. And then connecting with your intuition. Let's get one more card too. I know we said we rounded it out with the High Priestess, and I think we did. Oh, wow, look at this. You have a major arcana. I wish I had an oracle deck. Oh. Yep, and it ends in victory. One card to round it out. The Six of Wands. This ends in victory for you. So keep going through the death, through the void, and the eventual transformation. I have high hopes for you. If you need any further assistance, if you need another integrative read regarding this particular situation that you might be experiencing in your life, I am available to go to the description box. I'm happy to give you a free read. Yes, I said it, free reads. Like this video, comment on this video. Let's work through this. Don't let this be the last time, Hanged Man. Don't let this be the last time that we, look at this information. I think it's really important that we, with fidelity, with integrity, with our all in it, go through this process, all right? I'm here with you, sending you all the good vibes. I hope this provided you with peace, clarity, and guidance. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.